Hello Teresa, I am now in a completely different room and it's nice and quiet now, so I can finally record this video. So you want me to talk about my pets, which is a bit hard to do because I've had a lot of pets in my lifetime. I've had, let's see, how many rabbits? 1, 2, 3, 4 rabbits. No, 5 rabbits in fact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cats and 1 cockatiel. Yes, I did say cockatiel. I barely remember the cockatiel, but I'm going to start with the cockatiel because that was my first pet, technically. Okay, so way back when I was just a tiny little baby, my parents had a little cockatiel. And that little cockatiel was called Jockey. And Jockey, apparently, was a bit of a character. Jockey used to be my granddad's bird, but my granddad died in the 80s, and Jockey passed on to my mum and dad. And Jockey was a really interesting little bird. Like being a cockatiel, he could talk a little bit, but another thing which was really quite interesting was apparently Jockey supported football teams. In fact, if I remember correctly, Jockey supported Hearts. He'd sit there watching the football and he would chirp one way when Hearts had the ball and scored, and another way when the other team had the ball and scored. And yes, that was my phone. Check the phone. Let's see what's being said about me on the internet. Stop the drowning. Love how there's pills next. Oh my god, there's a comment from you on one of my Instagram photographs. Yes, thank you very much, Teresa. But anyway, let's continue. After Jockey died, we had a bit of a hiatus from pets. From the moment Jockey died till I was about 5 or 6, and then we got 2 rabbits. One was called Mavis and the other one was called Daisy. Now, Mavis and Daisy were sisters, but they fought a lot, so we had to get rid of Daisy. Daisy apparently lived a really long life, as did Mavis. Now, here's the interesting thing about Mavis. Mavis, despite the female name, was intersexed. We had an intersexed rabbit, both male and female in the same rabbit. Quite an interesting mix. Mavis started out as a sort of outdoor rabbit with her own little run, which she sort of burrowed down into. It still sort of burrows outside in the garden from when Mavis was alive. And then we brought Mavis inside and Mavis became a house rabbit. Mavis had her own little room, which was over in the front room downstairs. And basically, when it was bedtime, she'd go into her little room and we'd close the door. And when it was morning, I'd open the door, because I was usually the first one up, and Mavis would run out and sort of run round my legs. Like, really sort of going round and round my legs. And another thing about Mavis, which was quite interesting, was she really liked bread. Every time we'd open the fridge, Mavis would hop over and sort of look up and say, "Give me some bread, please." And we'd give her a slice of bread, and she'd hop away with it, dragging it with her to go eat it. It was quite an interesting little sight. God, that rabbit was weird. Then we had 2 other rabbits, okay? I just have to think. I think one of them was called Daisy and the other one was called Thumper. Maybe I was wrong. I know one of them was called Thumper. One was a male rabbit and we had to get neutered because, Thumper wasn't neutered. And the other one was a female rabbit. I can't quite remember that much. Daisy definitely looked a bit like a rugby ball. Thumper was grey and sometimes thumped the ground a lot, hence the name Thumper. Daisy died, of some sort of condition. We had to put her down. Thumper escaped from his cage whilst we were on holiday and died under the shed, which wasn't a very pleasant way to end a holiday. But after Mavis died, we had a bit of a gap, and then we had 2 cats, Dexter and Clara. Clara was the mother of Dexter. Clara was this sort of grand old lady who was a blue Persian, and her last owners had to go into a home. Clara was quite affectionate and sort of crazy in her own way. But Dexter was really bloody intelligent. Like, he was really smart. Like, one of the little quirks that he had was he really liked drinking out of a cup in the bathroom for some reason. Whenever he wanted something to drink, he'd sort of go into the bathroom, look up at whoever was there and sort of say, "Pour me some water." Not literally like that, more or less like, And so we'd pour him some water, put it on the floor, and he'd drink up the cup. Another really interesting thing about Dexter was he tapped the keys if he wanted to go out. You know, the keys in the back door. If you actually wanted to go, you just sort of stretch them and just go tap, 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 let me out please. After Clara died, we got another cat called Lucy, who was a sort of chinchilla cat. She didn't so much meow as sort of chirp. We used to sort of joke that she might have been part Tribble at some point, because she did look a lot like a Tribble. She was totally insane. Like, when she went outside, the first thing she would do is go to like the nearest pile of dirt and roll in it. Just sort of really go at it, sort of just go, nah, rolling into dirt, nah! And she'd come back, you know, sort of slightly grey and mucky looking. Another thing was she was slightly insane, like most cats are, but she was a special kind of insane. She would, like, one moment she'd be half asleep, then she'd sort of wake up, and then she'd sort of dash across the house at full speed. Another cat that we had for a short while was called Ginger. Ginger had a really hard life. He was a stray. He had a bit of his ear missing. He had a catheter, and he was found in a greenhouse by a friend of a friend. And we took him on for a short life. And he was really friendly. He was a really friendly cat. He really liked my dad especially. And he also purred whilst, you know, he was eating. And the final two cats I'd like to talk about are my current two, and I wish they were here. Maisie was here when I started making this video, and that is Maisie and Sophie. Maisie is sort of delightfully chubby, tortoiseshell, and Sophie, her sister, is sleeker and thinner, and I guess slightly more intelligent, but I'm not too sure. Sophie really likes my mum, and will sort of curl up on her lap, but she won't even pay attention to me or my dad. But Maisie will just sort of curl up on you and sort of lie next to you and sort of demand fusses constantly, which is really hard, because this is basically their favourite room in the house. And it's also the place in the house where I play games, so whenever I'm sat there trying to play something on my Raspberry Pi, I sort of have to play it one-handed, which is very difficult to do when you've got one of these controllers. This is something that a lot of people sort of look at me and my family funny for. But we've got a camper van outside, and what we do is we take Maisie and Sophie on holiday sometimes, just short breaks. I think the longest we've ever been away with them was sort of like four days. I guess, run out there. And you might be looking at me thinking, what? Taking cats on holiday? What? Are you insane? What? Yes, I am insane. But not because of this. Okay, so let me just explain. Sophie needs to take pills every day. And that makes things a little bit hard, because we usually need to, you know, ask our neighbours to take care of our cats. Which is a bit hard to do because, you know, if you want to go away on a sort of whim, you don't want to go up to your neighbours and say, hey, short notice here, we're going away soon, can you take care of our cat? So what we do is we take the pills, and we take the cats, and we put them in the van, with some food and some water of course, and we take them on holiday with us. Just like little short breaks. Now you might be thinking to yourself, oh my god, cats don't like travelling, what is wrong with you? Well, here's the thing, they've got their own way of dealing with it, right? And the first time we did it, we made the sort of mistake of putting them on leashes and then tying the leashes up somewhere so they don't sort of run around all over the van. Which wasn't pleasant, because Maisie definitely didn't like it at all, and Sophie didn't like it at all. So what we did was we put Maisie in a cat box, and we let Sophie sort of stay where she was. And they were sort of okay, but they certainly weren't too okay with it. And then on the way down, we sort of just let them, you know, go about their business. You know, no real, not really sort of, not really sort of tying them up anywhere. And here's what they did. Maisie went under the sink, which was like her little own cubby hole, and Sophie sort of did her own thing. She sort of went up onto my bed, which is a bunk bed. She sort of hopped down, talked to my mum for a bit. She sort of looked out the window, watched the traffic go by. That's how we basically deal with it. And that's basically our modus operandi every time we go away. They know the drill when they get into the van. They sort of right, let's go to our positions, and they go into their positions, and they sort of, you know, travel with us. And when they're there, they're fine. They absolutely love it. We sort of stay at campsites, and people think it's just a little bit strange, but you know, they don't mind it. You know, it's new location, new territory, and so they stay in the van, sort of, you know, doing their own little things, sleeping, eating, watching the birds outside. Sometimes we let them out if it's a good day. They sort of go out and just walk around the van. They don't go too far. One thing that we learned about Maisie, when we took her on holiday with us for the first ever time, which was to Dunkeld, was that she was fascinated by rivers. Like, she would sit there staring at the river, just like, what is this thing? Why is there water here? What is this? I don't even... And the next time we sort of took them with us, and the first time we arrived at the site and we sort of let them out for a little walk, the first thing Maisie did was sort of go around to the back of the van to look for the river. She sort of expected there to be a river, like, wait, we're not at the place that we were before? What? Where are we then? So yeah, that's all the pets I've had, and that's basically the stories behind them, and the things that I remember them by. Now, Teresa, basically what I want you to do, yes, you, no one else, but you. Why am I pointing like that? Okay. What I want you to do is tell me about the most epic place you've ever been to. You know, the place that really sort of impressed you the most, made you go, whoa, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I will see you soon, Teresa. Goodbye.